Hello, nerds. It is I, Mr. Red, Horseman of the Apocalypse. You are about to experience the shocking true story of the making of one of humanity's greatest works of cinema, Wild Seven's horror film, Debbie and the Devil. There were many hardships along the way, like last-minute casting changes and a horrible plague that swept the earth. There was even a self-absorbed idiot monster that scammed us and caused our wonderful director mental turmoil where he had to learn animation in order to complete the film. But still, we prevailed and made a kick-ass movie. You may be asking yourself, what is Debbie and the Devil? Well, sit back and relax, because you're about to find out. Our film begins with the devilishly handsome Mr. Red letting two kids who suffered from a school shooting take refuge in his movie theater. To cheer them up, he shows them the Debbie and the Devil trilogy, a 3-part series that includes Gore Garage 6, Tears of a Bloody Rose, and Debbie Flesh and Bone. The first film, Gore Garage 6, follows 4 teenage boys who want to lose their virginity. They hire a hooker, and instead of a hooker, they are visited by an agent of Satan called a Debbie, which is an acronym for Demoness Enforcing Beelzebub's Blasphemy, Insensitivity, and Evil. So she kills the boys, she stabs one in the crotch, stomps his head in, rips out some eyes, and rips out some intestines. Then she kills the final boy. Before doing so, she forces him to break the heart of a girl he loves so the devil can spare her. Back at the theater, the devil shows the kids some giallo fun with Tears of a Bloody Rose, a classy story of an artist who meets a Debbie, and the Debbie meets her throat. Meanwhile, in the theater, Mr. Red tells the kids the emotional story of where he comes from. Then he shows the final film of the evening, starring the girl who the dead boy loved, whose name is Debbie, and who is also the sister of the woman whose throat got bitten out. She finds a dead mouse, buries it, explores the city, then she winds up getting on-site job training at Hell Inc., where we meet the devil and his lovable gang of employees. Job training includes decapitations, blunt force trauma, and teaching Mr. Red that it is okay to love.
You know, Charlotte told me the reason that all of us are named Debbie is because Eve's first name was Debbie. Is that
fucking bitch?
Afterwards, Debbie makes a neat costume, then goes and shoots up a school. Then she tells Mr. Red she feels bad for doing so. Mr. Red gives her a bike to go about her journey. Then Mr. Red sits on a mountain by himself, and the lady Mr. Red was sad about comes and says, shh. And then a nuclear bomb goes off and Debbie rides away. Ah, the perfect end to a perfect story. But this isn't the story we're talking about today. The real story is how we made this movie. Who is we, you ask? Better yet, who am I? Well, that's a great question.
Who's Nas Red? So, how are you involved in this movie?
Yeah, okay, that's a good question. Who is Nas Red? I wrote and directed Debbie and the Devil. I acted in it, and I did the animation. And that is who I am.
So, who are you?
I'm the devil.
That's your nickname?
No, I'm the devil, the opposite of God, though I kind of think I'm better than God, really.
Wow, that totally makes sense.
I don't think I'm the devil or anything like that. I'm just a guy that makes things, and we spent, myself and my crew, well, it's 7, we spent the last 2 years making Debbie and the Devil. I come from a background of fashion. My father is a tailor.
Our dad is a custom shirt maker, and we did custom tailoring out of Santa Monica. And a lot of that's a lot of very ornate, very handwork and all kind of hand drafting patterns and everything, doing it in kind of a classical style.
When I was around 20-something, my father, bought this business from this guy, which included this space. It's an old building. It's 100 years old. The elevator in the building is the same elevator from the same company that made the elevators in the Titanic. It's an old building. And when he did this, and I first started making short films, because when you're an outsider filmmaker, first generation, you have to make a short film. That's kind of how you start. And I just knew that this place had so much production value that I just started shooting stuff here. And My father was always in tailoring, and we have a shop in Santa Monica, and I've just always worked for my father, you know, my old man.
Can this be my killing uniform?
No, that's way too goofy. Make something. Be creative. I have a lot of faith in you creatively.
How has tailoring affected filmmaking for me? That's a good question, because my specific background in tailoring, I first started as a cutter, just cutting fabric using a pattern. And then I went on to sewing the garment. Like, for instance, this shirt I made, right? And so as I was coming up, in particular in my 20s, and I was doing this stuff, I always sort of, almost pretentiously, was like, a script has to be like a pattern. You have your yoke and you have your cuff and every piece has to fit and this and that. That is kind of true, but I don't think that was more me just trying to say something philosophical about filmmaking. But I think the nuts and bolts of what I've learned is just seeing something through. If you're gonna start on a shirt, finish it. If you're gonna start on a short film, finish it. If you're gonna start on a feature, oh, it might take you 2 years, or you know, might suck the weight out of you, but finish it. And I think that's what I've learned. And I think, this sounds so corny and basic, but I just do your best. Do the best job that you can do, as much as it is okay for your own mental health and your health. That's what I learned.
I remember early on, he tried it as a Kickstarter and kind of did a short that went by the name of Debbie and the Devil.
The movie came from this decision of, okay, I want to make a horror movie. Debbie and the Devil sounds like a good title. And with that title, I could maybe change it around here and there. Like, I think I've written, before we got around to shooting this one, I wrote like 3 other Debbie and the Devils that had completely different scenarios, completely different Debbies, completely different Satans, completely different everything. I just knew that the title was good. And with that title, the title sort of lent itself to the concept art. Like, Debbie and the Devil. Okay, well, the devil, I know what the horns and this and that. And then Debbie, I would just draw like a mean girl with a knife. Because for whatever reason, not because I was on some feminist kick or something, just I thought it was cool, you know, the girl is the killer or whatever. When I was trying to build my own momentum and it was just me, I would draw a lot of Debbies. I would do that. And the concept art kind of developed a life of its own, and it sort of found its way into the movie in a way. And you know, so it's, yeah, like I think the concept art, it's weird because it comes from my head. And it has influences and this and that are very clear in some cases and not so clear in other cases. Then it shoots out of my hands, and I do the concept art, and then it becomes something, and it's cool.